What up? What up? What up? It's your boy JB coming right back at you. Welcome back to the channel. Cam Newton calls Shedeur Sanders cocky. Guys, Cam Newton never disappoints. Say what you want about him, but he never disappoints. I'm watching 4th and 1, and he goes in on Shedeur Sanders. And what y'all gotta look at, there's a lot of former players who are parroting the same message about Shedeur. So when Cam Newton came out and was like, Travis Hunter is who everybody expects Shedeur to be. And Travis Hunter is more polished than Shedeur. And every time he saw Shedeur had a mean look on his face. And Cam Newton had said throughout the last season when Colorado was playing that Shedeur needed a signature game. There was no game that he put his imprint on. And I've done videos where, Shedeur just didn't want to hear from Cam, right? He didn't see Cam as a guy he wanted to emulate. But in essence, man, I thought it was strange that Shedeur and Cam didn't have that relationship. Both of them have very extroverted personalities. Both of them are very eclectic. Both of them are a brand in their own, right? Cam is whenever you name your first name and everybody know which Cam we talking about, everybody know which Shedeur we talking about. Well, you have reached peak status. The question is Cam Newton wrong or right? And I can tell y'all like this. I think Cam Newton said Shedeur was cocky because Shedeur never respected him. Shedeur never looked up to him as a guy who had paved the way for somebody like Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur talked about Tom Brady a lot. Shedeur talked about Michael Vick, but he's talked about Lamar Jackson. Cam Newton was never in the names of quarterbacks that he mentioned, and I don't think Cam forgot that. Look, guys, at the end of the day, Shedeur is cocky. I don't know Shedeur personally. Probably will never get to meet Shedeur a day in my life. I can only go by what we get from well-off media, what we get from social media, from other sources, and then I can come to my conclusion there, right? I don't think Shedeur is cocky. I think Shedeur uses what he does as an alter ego. Okay? It's kind of like Clark Kent and Superman, right? That's what I see when I see Shedeur. I don't see somebody cocky. I see somebody playing a role that's been given to him. Has he embraced that role? Absolutely. And now, with him taking a hit by dropping to the 5th round, that role is going to get criticized. That role is going to get labeled. And for Cam Newton, we're no different. Cam Newton called him cocky. What I thought was worse was Chris Carter, because Chris Carter really unloaded on Shedeur. And Chris Carter was literally a couple months ago before the draft was talking about how he was in an Uber or a black car service that had dropped Shedeur off and he was getting in. And the guy only talked about how respectful and great it was to have Shedeur in the car. So Chris Carter, which one is it? And I think that one of the things you guys are going to see me do is honestly, from Cam's perspective, I can see why he said it, right? From Shedeur's perspective, I can see why he don't want to deal with Cam. And I like Cam's 4th and 1. But do I think Shedeur is cocky? No. I think Shedeur got fed a script of what he could be, and he's embracing the role. And I think he's developing the role as he goes. And I think that right now, Cam may be on something as far as saying he's cocky because Cam's experience with it. And I think a lot of people, I'm careful to say that. I'm careful what I say about Shedeur, guys, because some of y'all get down in the comments, some of y'all too personal with it. Like, again, I'm a Shedeur fan. Like I said, go to my playlist and look at Dion. Look at my Deion Sanders playlist. How much I'm a big fan of Shiloh, big fan of Shedeur, big fan of Well Off Media. That don't mean they got to be a fan of my work, and it doesn't mean people who support them got to be a fan of my work. So, but some people got to understand if a man is playing a role, which is what I think Shedeur is doing, because I think there's Shedeur behind the scenes, and then there's this alter ego he's playing when the cameras are on because it gets clicks, it gets likes. And what I don't like is I'm a small channel, guys. What I don't like is why is it that it's okay for them to do things to get clicks and likes, but if we get an opinion on it, We a sellout for just trying to get clicks and likes. I just don't get it. So I think Cam is right that Shedeur, the role is cocky. I think Shedeur, the person, might be downright authentic because everybody who talks about Shedeur, that know him personally, ain't got nothing but good things to say about him, right? I think the same thing with his dad. So Cam is right. The role is cocky, but the person may be a genuinely nice guy. But it's a little bit of the pot calling the kettle black. But that's another story for another day, man. Y'all get down in the comments section. Let me know what you think, man. Jeff Crazy is Jeff on the If you haven't already, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn that bell for notifications. Until next time, we